If you are here, you are probably somewhat familiar with the Lion King lore. I am guessing that you have seen the Lion Guard movie, but have you noticed that Kion was missing in the Lion King too? Have you wondered why was he missing from this movie? Kion is the son and youngest child of Simba and Nala and the younger brother of Kiara. As the second-born child of the Lion King, Kion served as the leader of the Lion Guard, a team of animals who protect the Pride Lands and defend the Circle of Life. While Kiara, his older sister, is shown as the future queen of the Pride Lands in The Lion King 2, Kion, the fiercest member and leader of the Lion Guard and one of the most powerful lions of his generation, is nowhere to be found. Having in mind that some things in Lion King lore are very mysterious and lacks explanations, I began to wonder, was Kion simply an afterthought, created later in the productions by the writers? Or was he on some journey that kept him away from the Pride Lands during Zira's attacks in The Lion King 2 movie? Well, the answer lies in the timeline and events of both The Lion Guard and The Lion King 2. After digging deep through the storylines of both films, I found some interesting details and came across a couple of fan theories that could answer the question. Let's break it down. Firstly, we need to understand the storyline of Simba's and Nala's family. There are a couple of key moments where we get clues of the age differences between Kion and Kiara that can help us understand the timeline of Cub's birth and answer the question. From the first episode of The Lion Guard, it is established that Kiara is the older sibling and, as the firstborn, she is next in line to rule. Kion, on the other hand, is portrayed as younger and more playful, only beginning to take on responsibility when he inherits the powerful roar of the elders and is tasked with leading the Lion Guard. Since The Lion King 2 focuses on Kiara's coming-of-age story and eventual rule, it makes sense that Kion would have been too young to play a significant role at that time. During the opening scenes of The Lion King 2, Kiara is a cub, which implies that Kion may not have been born yet or was still an infant. However, as the Lion Guard progresses, we see Kiara and Kion grow and mature. This supports the idea that Kion was present in the Pride Lands at some point, but was later absent during the main events of The Lion King 2. However, it is still unknown what the true age gap between Kion and Kiara actually is. In the episode Lions of the Outlands, when meeting Kovu, Kion is shown to be surprised that he knows Kiara, to which Kovu says that they met a while ago. This could mean that Kion was either not born yet or was an infant when Kiara and Kovu met in The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. In the final episode, Kion is an adolescent whilst Kiara is shown to be a young adult, indicating a quite significant gap in age between the two siblings. One of the main theories for Kion's absence from The Lion King 2 is his journey to the Tree of Life, which is set in motion by the climactic battle against Scar's spirit. This confrontation is a pivotal moment in the Lion Guard series, as it not only determines the fate of the Pride Lands but also shapes Kion's personal journey, and potentially gives us an answer. After Scar's spirit is resurrected by Ushari, the venomous snake and former ally of the hyenas, he seeks to reclaim control over the Pride Lands. Scar's return unites the hyenas, jackals, and other enemies of Simba under a single banner, creating a formidable threat to the Circle of Life. Kion, as the leader of the Lion Guard, takes it upon himself to confront Scar and put an end to his reign of terror. The battle takes place in the Outlands volcano, a desolate and dangerous region that serves as Scar's stronghold. Kion and the Lion Guard, comprising Bunga, Fuli, Beshte, and Ono, face overwhelming odds as they fight their way through Scar's army. During the battle, Ushari bites Kion and leaves a scar across his face, mirroring Scar's own mark. The venom from Ushari's bite begins to affect Kion's mind, clouding his judgment and making him fear that he could lose control of his abilities. Scar seizes this opportunity to manipulate Kion, insisting that the venom will corrupt him and turn him into a vengeful leader, just as it had done to Scar. Kion's friend Ono, the keenest of sight in the Lion Guard, also suffers a severe injury during the battle. While attempting to save Bunga, Ono dives into the volcano and damages his eye, leaving him partially blinded. Despite Scar's attempts to manipulate him, Kion refuses to succumb to darkness. Drawing strength from the teachings of his grandfather Mufasa and the wisdom of the great lions of the past, Kion confronts Scar with a powerful display of the Roar of the Elders. Instead of using the roar to destroy Scar outright, Kion offers him forgiveness, a choice that reflects his commitment to justice and compassion. As always, Scar is consumed by his own hatred and refuses to accept Kion's mercy. In a final act of defiance, Scar warns Kion that the venom will eventually corrupt him, just as it had corrupted Scar. As the great lions of the past strip Scar's spirit from the world, Kion is left to grapple with the weight of Scar's words and the lingering effects of the venom. So we know that the battle against Scar leaves Kion physically and emotionally scarred. The venom coursing through Kion's veins occasionally causes him to lose control of the Roar of the Elders, putting his friends and family at risk. Realizing that Kion and Ono need healing, Rafiki examines their injuries. He determines that while Ono's eye injury can be treated with time, Kion's condition is far more serious. The venom from Ushari's bite has no cure in the Pride Lands, and if left untreated, it could cause Kion to lose his sense of right and wrong. Rafiki advises Kion to seek out the Tree of Life, a mystical sanctuary where injured and sick animals go to be healed. We know that Kion's journey to the Tree of Life is fraught with challenges. It also serves as a test of Kion's character. Upon arriving at the Tree of Life, Kion is greeted by Queen Rani, the ruler of the sanctuary, and Askari, the spirit of the first Lion Guard leader. Under Askari's guidance, Kion undergoes extensive training to master the roar of the elders and confront the venom's influence. This training is both physical and spiritual, as Kion must learn to harness the roar's power without losing control. Meanwhile, as Kion is at the Tree of Life, the Lion King 2 takes place. Zira and her outsiders launch their attack against Simba and the Pridelanders. Since Kion is far away, he is unable to intervene in these events. By the time he completes his training and returns, everything has already been resolved. Zira is dead, the outsiders have joined Simba's pride, and peace has been restored. However, there is a significant time gap between when Kion leaves for the Tree of Life and when he returns. When we look at the ages of Kiara and Kovu, we see that before Kion leaves, Kiara appears younger than she does in The Lion King 2 when Kovu saves her from the fire. However, when Kion returns, Kiara and Kovu appear to be around the same age as they were at the end of the movie. This suggests that The Lion King 2 took place while Kion was away, meaning that he was simply not present in the Pride Lands when Zira launched her attack. But why the Tree of Life and its characters weren't included in The Lion King 2 then? Well, simply because they weren't relevant to the film's main story. The movie focuses on the conflict between Simba, Kiara, Kovu, and Zira's outsiders. Kion's presence would have shifted the focus away from the main characters and their arcs. And we should not forget that the Lion Guard was created after The Lion King 2, meaning that the writers likely had to work within the established timeline rather than altering the events of the movie. Over the years, fans have speculated extensively about Kion's absence from The Lion King 2. People note that Kion's leadership of the Lion Guard makes him a crucial protector of the Pride Lands. His absence during Zira's attack raises questions about how the Pridelanders managed without him. However, the formation of Vitani's Lion Guard in his absence provides an explanation. It seems like fans have divided into two main groups. Some believe that Kion's story was retroactively added to fit into the existing timeline, while others argue that his journey to the Tree of Life was a clever way to explain his absence without disrupting the original narrative. It may have helped to expand the Lion King universe by exploring new characters and settings while keeping Kion's story separate from the events of The Lion King 2. But it's worth noting that many fans appreciate how Kion's journey to the Tree of Life mirrors Simba's exile in the original Lion King. Both characters leave the Pride Lands, undergo personal growth, and return as stronger leaders. This parallel adds depth to Kion's character and reinforces his importance in the Lion King saga. So, to answer the question, in my opinion, Kion's absence from The Lion King 2 is not a mistake or an oversight. It is a logical consequence of the timeline and his own personal journey. While Kiara was fulfilling her role as future queen, Kion was on a different path, one that led him to become a wise and powerful leader in his own right. His story runs parallel to the events of The Lion King 2, explaining why he was not involved in the conflict with Zira and the outsiders. The creators of the Lion Guard ensured that Kion's story fit seamlessly into the established lore without contradicting The Lion King 2. Instead of retconning events, they provided a reasonable explanation for why Kion was missing. He was simply away, learning and growing into the lion he was meant to become. But what are your thoughts on this? Was Kion's absence handled well, or do you believe he should have been included in The Lion King 2? Let me know your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'll see you in the next one.